Afternoon, professors and viewers. I'm Kwok. Today, I'll be presenting my final year project on Capture the Flag Challenge Design and Implementation. This is the scope of my presentation. I'll be covering the project objectives, followed by introduction to Capture the Flag, my implementations, and lastly, ending off with a demonstration. The objective of the project aims to revitalize the cybersecurity education for students by introducing a hands-on approach through Capture the Flag challenges that encapsulate the cybersecurity curriculum for CZEC 4067 Software Security. The implementation of this project consists of three parts. First, a class CTF exercise to allow students to get hands-on practice. Next, a week-long Capture the Flag competition. Lastly, a research on the Capture the Flag challenge generator to reduce time and effort for the creation of CTF challenges. So, what is Capture the Flag? Well, in the traditional outdoor games of Capture the Flag, each team has a flag planted in its base. To win, you must capture your opponent's flag and bring it back to your own base. This is also a concept that has been adapted widely to different contexts, such as first-person shooting games, for example, Call of Duty. An increasing popular adaptation of this game has spawned an entire subculture within the cybersecurity community. In the realm of cybersecurity, CTF is a competition of both cybersecurity professionals and students. CTF consists of a series of challenges that requires participants to exercise different skill sets to solve. And once the challenge is solved, a digital flag is given to the player, and they submit this flag to the server to earn points. The purpose of CTF competitions are to simulate real-world scenarios across a gamified platform to engage students in learning theoretical concepts, and all this is done in a legal and controlled environment. This is the proposed CTF schedule that will be integrated into the module's curriculum. The class CTF will be conducted from week 3 to week 9, and following which, the CTF competition will commence in week 10. Moving on to implementations, firstly, the class CTF. Class CTFs are small scope CTF exercises designed to introduce CTF to students. They allow students to practice their cybersecurity skills against theoretical concepts learned in class. 9 challenges were created for the class CTF where students will get a chance to interact with the CTF platform and try out the challenges hands-on. The lecturer will conduct a post-mortem analysis to go through the challenges with the students during tutorial. Here, you can see the infrastructure for the class CTF. The class CTF will be focusing on binary exploitation challenges from week 3 to week 7, after which, for week 8 and week 9, we'll be focusing on web exploitation challenges. Next, the CTF competition. This is an overview of the implementation for the CTF competition. A total of 29 challenges was created for the CTF competition. The CTF competition infrastructure consists of 3 parts. The CTF platform, which provides the administration services. Next, the challenge cluster, which provides the hosting of challenges. And lastly, the CTF challenge monitor, which provides a real-time web interface to view the uptime of challenges. 5 CTF categories was introduced to this CTF competition, namely open source intelligence, binary exploitation, web exploitation, steganography, and miscellaneous. We introduced 4 levels of difficulty, namely very easy, easy, medium, and hard. This to ensure the gradual increase in difficulty for the challenges. And note that for very easy category, a walkthrough of the solution is given to the participants. Here, we can see the number of challenges with its difficulty level for all CTF categories for the CTF competitions. There is at least one very easy CTF challenge for all categories. Well-formed challenges are central to CTF success. As a result, this challenge creation process is crucial. Thus, we formulated the challenge development lifecycle to facilitate the challenge development process. It consists of 4 steps, and they are ideation, creation, testing, and deploy. There are 3 types of challenges, namely not-hosted, hosted, and mixed challenges, and we'll talk more about the hosted challenges in the next slide. For hosted challenges, we introduced the concept of Dockers, which allows executing processes in isolated sandboxes called containers. And to containerize these challenges, we can create a Docker file. Each Docker file will outline the system parameter of the challenges. For example, PHP 7.4, Python 3.7, or even creating a folder inside the Docker file. For binary exploitation challenges, by default, only one user can connect to the netcat server at a time. Therefore, we introduce DesignTD, which allows multiple netcat connections simultaneously and queues the processes once the connection is closed. A real-time challenge monitor was created to aid the organizers in ensuring the uptime of the challenges. This is a Python web application integrated with an SQL-like database to monitor the uptime of challenges in the CTF competition. A beta test was conducted with 10 participants from various institutes of higher learning, and they were categorized based on their experience level. We simulated the actual CTF competitions using the following infrastructure consisting of 3 servers. These are some of the participants' responses. Most of them felt that the CTF helps to practice their cybersecurity skills against theoretical concepts taught in class, and it's an excellent way to learn cybersecurity. Lastly, the CTF Generator tool. SecGen is a free and open source software that generates randomized virtual machines, meaningful security challenges, and CTF scenarios. And the aim of this tool is to provide a randomizable, flexible, and general-purpose VM for cybersecurity education and training purposes. The brief overview of how this tool works is that it reads in the required scenario, performs the randomization, generates the project directory output, which includes everything required for Vagrant, to create the VMs, and deploy Puppet to provision software and configuration changes. Ultimately, with this generator, the creation time for CTF VM will be reduced significantly, and all this can be done with someone even with little technical knowledge. Next, moving on to the demonstration. I'll be demonstrating 2 items. First, a walkthrough of the CTF solving process, and secondly, the real-time challenge monitor. For the CTF challenge, I'll be throwing a web exploitation challenge where we utilize the SQL injection vulnerability. SQL injection is ranked number 1 in the OWASP top 10, indicating that it is the most critical web application security risk. Once we have logged into the CTF platform, we're greeted into a list of challenges. Here, we are able to see there's a web challenge called Space Query. So let's navigate to the website itself. Here, we are greeted with a login screen where we are required to log in as an admin user in order to retrieve the flag. So now let's try the default credentials admin to see if you're able to log in successfully. So here it states that it's an invalid username or password. Hence, let us craft our SQL injection in order to bypass the authentication. And note that the first account in the database is often an administrative user. Hence, we can exploit this behavior to log in as the first user in the database. So now, let's enter some appropriate syntax into the username input. First, we'll enter a quotation mark to end the current query and enter another condition for this query. Lastly, we will end off with a comment sequence in order to ignore the remainder of this query. Thus, this SQL injection will allow us to log in as the first user in the database. Here, we are able to see that we have successfully bypassed the login and we are authenticated as admin user now. So next, I'll be going through the workflow of the challenge monitor. Here, we have the challenge monitor where it refreshes the list of challenges every 5 minutes. The status of challenge is indicated by the color in the status column. Now, in the event that the challenge goes down, so now we can see the challenge is not loading properly, and in the challenge monitor, if we were to refresh, we see that the challenge status bar indicates its red color, which is an indication that the challenge just has some issues.